Now this is a strong back or subframe stringer grid, whatever you want to refer to it as, currently in build. So this is a mould tooling that we have already. It's been gelled and it's had a first skin coat of 300 gram chop strand on it. So at the minute it's upside down and we build everything from the inside out. So our bow thruster is located in this compartment on the other boat. You don't see this locker. This is your underdeck storage compartment in the cabin. So it's a nice size on there. The large box in the middle is your fuel tank. So, well, that's where the fuel tank will sit in. So it's a 300 litre tank, fits in there with a little bit of space around the outsides. This also is a storage compartment for the port and starboard deck access. So all these flat parts get bonded onto the hull. So then that way, when we drop it in, that's how we connect it. So we put structural bonding paste on these flat compartments, on these flat panels, these fascias, and bond it into the boat, and that's how it's structurally attached. Then we have a transom board that's already in the boat. This back face will bond onto as well. We've been putting Kusa in or using alternative composites rather than timber, just to try and move away from rot and things like that, which is what you see on a lot of boats as the transoms rotting out long term. And then, as I say, this had the inboard, originally the inboard compartment, so this large compartment is what we are now using as your aft locker. There are conduits running through anyway already for rigging and pipe work. We put a few more in. There's another one there going through. We put a few more in to run our rigging up from the engine, any electronics, or if we're running anything from port to starboard. Same for the bow thruster, running to the other locker and down the back again. So it's a sizable piece. Obviously this is all the framework in one hit. Then that way, once we pull it off and flip it over, it'll be finished in a Seacrest grey. And then we bond it into the boat, so all the stringer system underneath will be finished in a light grey. So we've got the laminate scheduled to go on this yet. As I say, we've gone over with a skin coat of 300 gram chop strand, just because it's quite sharp corners to start with. It's more malleable, soaks in the resin quite nicely. And why you may see these little marks as such, they're just points that need to be looked at and inspected and addressed prior to progressing any further with the layout. So it could be like a small blemish or a little bit of air trapped in somewhere, and then we'll just take that out because it can fracture and pop later on. So this is just a bit of quality control on the skin before we progress. So there's not loads on here. I mean, you're very pushed if you get a perfect laminate every time, but obviously that's the aim and the hope that you can. But otherwise, we'll be getting on with this one soon and working on some of the other components for the next build.